Okay, so they're essentially setting up a relatively standard opening here. I think this is a because it's 70%. They want their troops to be open. They don't want to lose positions. They're starting to think a little bit about kill guards and stuff. All relatively take a guard and pass, but in a strategic way. Okay, Zeraki says, can you show the overlay with the scores and names? Yeah, just trying to get it to come up, but it's just stuck on the PRT homepage at the moment. Why is it? It doesn't normally do that. I'll try refreshing it. Hmm. Well, I'll check the documentation for this. Did you log in? Yeah, I logged in, and usually when I log in, it takes me to the, like page for broadcasters, but it's just taking me to like the normal PRT page. Okay, so in the guide, step one, set up a broadcast. Create a PRT broadcast in streaming software. I've done that. An OBS file, settings, stream, Twitch, enter the stream key. Yeah, I've done that. Create a broadcast scene in streaming software. An OBS plus PRT broadcast, yep. Add a window capture source for the Discord stream. Plus window capture, Discord stream, click OK. 4. Set Discord stream properties. Yep, that's working. Add a browser source for the PRT broadcast overlay. In OBS, click plus, browser, broadcast overlay. Yeah, that seems to be working. Six, set PRT broadcast overlay properties. Insert the URL. Okay, maybe the URL is different to normal, so I'll try changing that. I mean, it's showing me the same one, but maybe something. Maybe it's not logged in. Yeah, maybe it bugged. It must have been the login bug with the choosing the pictures. What? It's making me sign up, but I want to log in. Sign up on the site. See, it's logged in, but why is it like on the home page and not an overlay? Scale filtering, drag the size, connect your broadcaster overlay, OBS, click interact, PRT broadcaster code, click connect. Interact. But why? See, normally, if I restart, it just at this stage would show me the dashboard. So they're still fairly even for troops. I think it's just like that often at the start of a game, people carefully building up their positions. Speedster says it's a classic Sterling, but he's not saying 1v1. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how I update the description for this. Stream throws. That's annoying. Is that working now, Zero? This one looks right. Do you think it might be like offline or something? So it's still very close in troops. I think that big territory in the middle, is important because it acts as a bit of a nexus point between a lot of the ground. But I think they're avoiding that and almost wanting to be on the less desirable paths because I think they don't want to be hit. There a lot of them are trying to find kill guards in the corners. So if you look at orange, pink, sorry, he's got about four in the bottom left, or she, I think. Um, you're seeing that four of whites in the top right. They're all very carefully establishing various different positions on the board, making it hard to take that 70%, making it hard to make a kill. So they're all approaching it very tactically rather than a kind of gung ho, ultra violent fashion. It's still a very open map though, and it is 70%. So I think we could see some action relatively soon. The portals spice it up as well. I mean, it's very hard to hide too much when you've got the portals connecting additional areas of the map. I think often you want to be slightly later in the turn order in these games, but with the way the RNG works, like it's very hard to call at this stage who's in the best position. Orange does take that nexus at the bottom right. Nice big territory, so he's starting to choke the map up a little bit. Trades for four troops. It's prog as well, so it's like there's the tension on the board from the bigger card trades just builds and builds and builds here. So we're starting to see the players later in turn order ending up with the higher troop counts because they're getting the larger card trades. Which I think, so long as they don't get killed before they trade in their cards, can put them in a nice strong position where they've got the nice bulky troop numbers, more position, more demand on the board. Often the first card trade in Prog, like the first trade everyone makes is safe, and then as you come into the second, like you see a lot more explosiveness. So I think as we approach 5 cards here, or even 4, like if the right people have the trades and the right people don't, this could get very explosive. I think there is some guarding here, so sometimes you do see it roll into the third trade or more. But often you really, you want to have your eyes open on the second card trade for, are you about to get killed? Do you have lines on killing someone else? Will anyone trade on 4? White goes for it. Does he have a particular kill in mind here? Trade onto 5 cards and keep rolling? Or is he just strengthening himself so that he doesn't get killed? Doesn't want to be the fish? I think those later in the turn order are probably feeling the heat here. Like, for example, if orange, even if he has a trade, if everyone else before him trades, maybe maybe red gets the kill on him. I think anyone without a trade here is in trouble. Okay, he's making the move on black. Does he have enough? He's cleared the 2 positions. I mean, he has a 22 to take out a 7 and a 9, so he's looking very strong on that. 12v8. So it's decent odds. It's not 100%. But, just 12v8 now. Okay, yeah, well played. Is it worth it though? Let's see. Yeah, I think they're saying good game. I think this could even lead into the 70% run. Fortune favours the brave. Is she doing it in time though? Maybe there's even another kill if she did it quick enough, but it's hard to calculate the lines with this little time. So plays it safe, rolls into the next round with a nice chunky number of troops, kill under the bag, removed one of her opponents. The trades are getting very big now. White comfortably could make a kill if he wants it. And I think he should be thinking about it. Is he going for red or for orange? Because I feel like he sort of could go for either. Goes for red. I think that's a slightly cheaper option. And does he have it? Oh, only just by the skin of his teeth does it with the 4v1. Trades. So he also closes his turn without going for a second kill. I think he numerically outnumbered Orange, but I think it's just his troops weren't in an easy place to do it that turn without fortifying. I think he was maybe feeling the time pressure as well. Sometimes if you have the time to really stare and calculate it for long enough, you can get away with things that would be hard in the heat of the moment. All of a sudden, look, Pink's not looking so numerous anymore, but I think with one card, he can't really afford to make the kill or he'll be a sitting duck. Like, no one wants to be, he'd go up to 4 cards, not trade, end his turn on 5, and then instantly get killed. So he can't go for it yet. I think if one of them does make a kill now, they almost need to leverage it into trading. And then use that trade to pull off the 70%. Like I think it's possible that they might be able to just cheese the 70% without even getting a second kill at this point because the trades are that big and the board's starting to look more open. Now there's 2 fewer people there. Trades didn't have a set on 4 anyway, yeah, so that was really tough position to be in. Pink trades, they can't make, well, they can make a kill, but not profitably. So is it just going to be a matter here of just run for the 70% instantly? I feel like I would give it a go in this position. Like, I think if you sit and just don't do anything, someone else takes it. I think sometimes you just gotta give it a go. And I feel like it's not 100%, or maybe the odds have changed now that they've made some dice rolls, but I don't think it was 100%, but it was high. Maybe it is 100% actually. There's a lot of ones sitting on the board right now. Yeah, they had this sperm mile. But I think sometimes even when it's not 100%, like if it's 80, 90%, and if you don't do it, someone else takes it, you've just got to do what you can do. Well played, guys, and thanks for watching. Is this a 1 game match or is there more than one here? Congrats to Lina Kitty for the win. Let's see. Are they doing another game? 2 more. Nice. Yeah, I thought it was quite a fast-paced game, but it was going to be just one. So I'm guessing this is winner's advance. Okay, so we're on the Deutschland map. The bonus in the middle can be important on this one, but I do think it's like they're all aware enough that I think, unless they're playing a bonus game, they'll probably fight that. You know, it's a lot of. It might even be like +5, maybe. Like whatever it is, it's substantial. You know, they're going in for the alliances fast, which I think is different to last game where we didn't see those. Another 70% game. You know, they're very quick on the alliances here. Alliance request not sent. Okay, so he has gone for that, so maybe it is fixed. Otherwise, I really can't see someone letting him hold that in Prague. And then I guess they are strategically responding by taking their own bonuses. So they're kind of fighting fire with fire, I guess, rather than you know, if you can't beat him, join him. You know, if you can't stop him having a bonus, have your own bonus. Okay, so Driz is using alliances. He's making a press for what looks like quite a substantial bonus. I'll check the actual territory bounds for this map to see what the bonuses are worth. So he's pressing for a +6. The middle bonus is +4. +8 on the bottom left. So actually, maybe black's the greedy one. Like, that looked like a small bonus. Looks like Driz is getting his bonus. White's got his. White's +4 is going to mean that he's going to slip. I mean, the same with oranges, really. Okay, yeah, White's in real trouble here because I think +4 would mean that he's going to slip behind compared to, say, Black with his +8. And he's already had it taken off him for a turn. He's down to 18 troops. I feel like he's starting to become the fish. I think we see in, high level fixed games sometimes, when nobody wants the game to stalemate, it's a kind of communal strategy to each send a few troops into the weakest player. And before long, especially with, points bounties, I guess this is winner advance, so it's not quite like that, but even with that, like, if everyone sends in a few troops very quickly, you've removed a player, and you've all got a 1 in 5 chance rather than 1 in 6 chance to win. And, you've possibly saved half an hour of game time. Especially now they've got to play 3 games, I think they're probably a little bit conscious of the amount of time this is going to take. If you were white here, would you focus on just hard revenging blue to just look tough and sort of like get like let off some steam, or would you try and sort of cope and like play for a very small possibility of winning? Okay, that's a chonky bonus from blue, +9. So he's now the lead. Is he going to be able to get along with white? Because I feel like if I was white, like I'd just break that. We're getting the oops from orange. The thing is that talk? Is he just going to say oops and do nothing, or is he going to go to the very small effort to just hit a two and like not let him do it? Because I feel like you can't say oops and not do something of this, but like it's all bark and no bite, isn't it? Like it's such an easy move to make. Is he feeling card blocked maybe? But I guess he still can take the card on the left. I think he's just feeling sort of frustrated about the others having a lot more income than he does. Come on, man. He's just letting Blue have over twice his bonus income. Hmm. Is there able to ban that guy who's like sending a scam link? I'm guessing you have like more power, so Black's really thinking. Okay, is he gonna make a big move on Blue, or is he happy to just take a card and pass? Okay, he does it. But he's getting the stack ready that if someone, I think they're all waiting for someone else to make the first move on either blue or white, and then they're ready to pile in. But they're all a little bit nervous to be the first mover. I think an interesting thing to think about in some of these cases as well is like, say, for example, two people betray your alliance and just backstab you, attack you quite badly. Which one of them would you normally attack? Like, is it the person who draws the first blood who deserves the revenge if you get a chance to make it, or is it the player who like got the last? Okay, thanks for banning him, Zara. Like, is it the player who made the last move? Like, say I don't know, you're blue, orange attacks you, then black attacks you, but you're not dead. You still have some left in you. Is it orange you're angry at for starting it, or is it black you're angry at for sort of being the most recent one to hurt you? And I think often by the time someone else starts it, if two or even three of you like go for it, it's often not that hard to kill someone. So once you've made the move, if the others do follow through, very quickly it can be down to five players. I think the danger is, say you're orange, you attack blue, white, black doesn't go for it as well, and you're just left with like like Blue's angry. He's still got quite a lot of troops. I do think it was a little on the cowardly side for none of them to break his like +9. I think he's gone from like the fish to like some sort of large creature of the ocean. I think he's like the shark now. Like he has the highest income. Very soon he'll have the most troops. It's kind of juiced up stack on the portal. You know, they didn't take their chance when it was there. Now, will they get a second chance? Orange takes a second bonus, so he's gone from +4, now he's added a +3, giving +7 to his bonus income, bringing him close actually to the others, but still a little bit behind. I think Pink's taken another bonus as well, 6 and 4, so Pink's on the highest, and I think that's a classic Liner Kitty move to, you know, take a lot of bonus income. Okay, White's the fish here, and I think this is an easy kill. You know, 28 to kill 14, all in one smooth line. You know, there's technically one split of 3 troops, but you know, easy pickings. You know, it's interesting that there's 6 of them and they're all playing the 3 games. So I actually don't know how this format works, but I'm guessing that a bounty is worth something. And we're getting a good game from Orange. Is it really a good game though? Or is the rest of the board relatively stable? Oh, no, spectated, well done. He says Riedel can win after that kill. So 20% to 70%. He needs to take 50% of the board right now. But like, does he actually do that? Or does he just sort of think about it and then run out of time? I feel like if he was gonna do it, he'd have done it already. Like it's you can't leave it this late and then take 50% of the map on a map this size. Unless you kind of Godspeed. Blue still has his bonus. They're all relatively equal on troops now. I mean, Blue's actually the lowest. Will we see any initiation of action against Blue? You know, maybe someone picking off his side. You know, he's got that archipelago at the top. Maybe someone takes an interest in breaking his bonus. Maybe someone hits the stack, slow rolls. Or are they sort of quite happy to keep a relatively stable board for the time being? Build up some more troops and think about it later. So I think in a very soft sense, we've seen Pink. Why is there 7 there? Yeah, we've seen Pink take out one of Blue's 4 troops there. Will that get followed up on by anyone else? Hmm. So he's got the kill. Can he roll that into the 70%? You know, 17 is open to Black's ones, but you know, like his other 11 would have to go through some quite tough territories. Surely no one lets him hold both of those bonuses. That'd be literally ridiculous. He started to spread some threes to make it a little bit more costly for someone else to take the 70% as well. Catching a good game from White, so I feel like any of them could win depending on how this pans out. Like they're all sort of close to having 70%, and they're all far enough that like if they did it wrong or they got unlucky that someone else could take it. No way he lets red keep that. Okay, nice. Huh. Why the second territory there? That wouldn't have been my choice. I think I'd have taken that first territory. Maybe it's to do with blocking pink stacks, closing the board a little bit. Catching another good game. Is that nice big juicy trade for black enough for him to dominate the board? Got 80 troops. There's a lot of ones. He's got portal advantage. It's his turn. He's fast. He's got time as well. I mean, it's he's off to a good start. Yeah, it's hard to see anything that's on the board really stopping him, especially with that 28. That's a thick stack. Yeah, he could have got probably 75% there. So yeah, I think the only thing holding him back initially was thinking about how to do it. And Zero says he wins. Yeah, that's right. So he was able to win that, I think, because it was quite an open map with quite a lot of troops and players on the board. Actually, like there were like a lot of the sacks survived and just kind of sat there because he was able to just dodge the stacks, take the easy picking territories, and just cut through like a knife through butter. Dre said, I counted too late that I had 70% exactly. Yeah, it's hard under that time pressure of like, if you do, missing it is a pain, but also like going for it when you don't have it can be frustrating as well. Andre Hedges 19 says, Riedel is my dude. Yeah, he's a good player. I think he's won a lot, not just in PRT, but also just in Risk in general. I think very advanced player. I think he likes to, rather than just making random moves, he likes to make moves using strategy. Joe says, but I needed some god dice. I think sometimes it's worth those, isn't it? You just have to give it a go. Like, especially if someone else is going to take it from you if you don't take the move. Why is the screen being like that? Okay, going into game three of the Hotbunz World Tour Octos Group 2. And this is a game of Risk Global Domination. There's a broadcast from the professional risk takers. And Baronicus TV is kindly streaming for us to broadcast. So we've seen the previous two games won by Liner and Riedel. Now going into the Greece map, we've got portals on with fog. Do they get any alliances? We're not seeing any pop up, so that suggests they don't. There's a lot of little bonuses here, so I think if this is fixed rather than prog, we could see a bit of a bonus game. We'll soon find out what it is. Okay, he's taking a glance at the bonus map. I think some of the bonuses on this are actually a little bit harder to see where, like, they're not quite where you'd expect them to be. Each starting with three troops because they have about 10 territories each. So they're not getting any of those additional desirable extra troops. We'll soon find out because it's fog whether they actually got those bonuses, but I think they did. We're not really catching a lot of what Blue's up to here. We're seeing from that he probably made a dice attack, but you can fake that by hovering over the dice and moving out again. And I think sometimes, you do see that as a strategy in fog for people to kind of be deceptive about how many attacks they're making. If he was being honest with his attacks, I think he made two attacks there. And it's possible that he made a move for that bonus on the right, which is, quite a nice one. We're seeing that one extra troop for white, not because they have the territories, but because they're fourth in the turn order. I think there's a lot of strategy surrounding turn order and risk. It can make a difference in a lot of quite subtle ways. He goes for the, I think, 89% for the 3v1 there, and he takes it. So, he's got the bonus off the bat. And it feels like they're letting each other hold them as well. Did he card skip? Oh, I guess it's fog. So, he did something we didn't catch and he did it quick. Why the extra troops on the top, though? There must be a reason behind that, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, I did think that, Chris. Why it's trying to trick us into thinking he's P. The combination of, the color, avatar, frame, and just you do see Pete in quite a lot of these tournaments. And it's usually Pete who's the broadcaster as well, isn't it? So the fact that it's you is quite a Pete move. Pink takes the bonus top left. So yeah, they're very much playing into this as a bonus game. Will anyone hold a second bonus though? That's the question. You know what? Does PRT have a ping that tells people when the games start? Because I feel like next time I do one of these streams, I should send some sort of. Oh no, not now because it's on the screen. But yeah, send some sort of ping to say we're starting the live match. Maybe they do have that. Chris says, "I'm guessing orange is Zango and red is Driz and pink is Lena." Yeah, I think red is Driz, pink is Lena. I didn't catch orange's name. Getting a well played, so I think orange has taken another bonus. Or maybe just his first bonus. He's saying Zero got the caps for the wrong letters. He tried the 3v1 there, but failed it. And maybe that was just an attempt to give away that bonus. I didn't really see the point of that move. Potential just diplomacy. A couple more hidden moves from blue. It's not massively easy to follow how much of what's going on here with all the fog. But I think it's essentially coming down to they're using their bonuses to take more bonuses. That was lucky. Not only won the 4v2, but also the 3v1. And it's worth, I think, the amount of extra income he'll get from some of this. Does he not have that, actually? Because it's not glowing. Is it one of those weird, counterintuitive bonus layouts? Yeah, he's missing that territory on the right. And it's not easy to get that. I think, it's easy to laugh at him for making that move in retrospect, but like as he did it, I was like thinking exactly the same thing. I was like, oh, nice, like he's gonna have that bonus. We're getting a hi from Snugliona, and she says, "Is it Sterling or Briati broadcast?" And Zara says, "Indeed, that's right." So White's just made the faux pas of taking a bonus, but he's missed the territory behind the blizzard and has no easy route to get there. Maybe could adventure through the portal, see what's behind the fog, and also potentially risk breaking someone's bonus and making them angry. You are right, Chris, that was Zango. Will anyone be bold enough to take a third bonus here? There's a delicate line, I think, in some of these positions between more troops is better up to a point, but if you become a target, then very quickly you can end up getting broken more than it's worth. Zara says, Liner first, Riedel second. In response to Chris's question of who won the other games, by the way. That's right. So getting a devil face from Blue, which I'm not entirely sure why, in response to the crying from Orange, who takes what looks like another bonus. And, getting a fist bump, a sort of colloquial alliance request from Black. Zara says, Veronicus. What? Why is he here? Oh, man. So Veronicus is talking to. Oh, it is his screen, actually. Still there, like it's not good. Hmm. Yeah, White wants that last territory, but Blue doesn't want him to have it. I don't think Blue wants to be broken, and he's sort of putting up a defense there. Getting a thanks from Red over something we can't really see. I think he wants that bonus. So White's really between a rock and a hard place with that six because like he knows where he wants to go. There's a nine stopping him, and Driz knows that he wants to take out that six. So like, do you fight the nine, or do you leave it and sort of allow Red to kill the six in pursuit of his bonus? Zanga takes +8, so I think he has two bonuses right now. So this one isn't 70%. But like the bonuses are so powerful that it I'd be surprised if it stalemated for too long. The thing is you never know with stalemates. Like sometimes like any setting can stalemate and sometimes a setting that 100% should stalemate just doesn't. Group 2 stalemated a lot in this game for an hour at least. Yeah, it's definitely possible because like if everyone takes 2 to 3 bonuses and is just happy to sit. I think the fog is part of this as well actually. Like it's harder to show other players, especially without alliances, that you're sending troops into someone. So if say for example I made an attack on someone, you might not see that and add troops to it and attack them as well. Whereas like in non-fog you don't really have that issue. Without it being 70% as well, you can't really get an instant run and just win. Even going for, say, bounties or just removing a player is harder when you can't see all of their territories. White's really like got himself into an annoying position here in terms of taking a second bonus. Like he just doesn't have a good line to take a second bonus in either direction. He's being kind of like blocked by the blizzard from his last territory in 2 of his 3 potential bonuses. Even his third one actually is blizzard cut, but he just like is on both sides. If for whatever reason they decided to just screw with him though, like they could very easily take out, like say for example, orange takes out the 3 and the 1, and then he's just kind of left like struggling to get back there. If it weren't for the fog, I think White would be in quite serious danger of just dying. But I think with the fog, I don't think they realize like quite how weak of a position he's in. Like it's not just that he like his troops are lower, but that like his troops are in places that are quite hard to mobilize in any sort of combative sense. Like someone could hit him and kind of get away with it. Or they could even like they could hit him in a way that's hard for him to recover from. Really not catching a whole lot of what's going on for the other players. Getting a well played, but like well played on what move? Yeah, I think Snuggleon is saying like it's hard to broadcast a fog game. It's like yeah, like literally like what do I say here? If anything, it would be kind of good if White died, like rest in peace. But like because then he could spectate and we could follow what was going on. So there's some action there. Blue likes Black's move and Red doesn't. You know, we're catching the oops from Red and the thanks from Black. So Black likes the attack, Red doesn't. Okay, so Blue doesn't even like it now. So it feels like what? Like what is happening? But they've gone from thanks to like mutual crying emojis. Oh no, I didn't mean to go off screen. Okay, White finally is actually making up a bit of a push into Red's territory. I mean, if I were him, like, I would just have a look, take one more territory, then you can see all 4 of the rest of that bonus. And then you have the reconnaissance to think, can I take this bonus or not? And potentially even, you know, make the move to take it. I think, like, his current position is bad, so I think my last option for him is to stay in the same position. I think like in a bad position, what you want is to change your position, not to keep it the same. And I think especially on the third game, people lose stamina. They don't have the energy to think hard about what the best move is. Like it's tempting to just be like, it's easy to take a card and pass, but I don't think what's right and what's easy are always the same thing in this game. Didn't catch that. Did he get a dude's trade? And he was kind of laughing. For all we know, he could be card blocked, but we just don't see that. We're seeing a lot more troops from blue, and I think he's probably recognizing that like white wants that territory. So he's kind of stacking up that 18, thinking like there's no point having a small stack and it being demolished. You got to either have no stack and let him through, or a big stack that he's too afraid to go through. The last thing you want is a half stack that you just lose. I think I saw in a strategy guide once for the Risk as a board game rather than the digital game, but it can apply here as well. Is that it can be worth having at least one army on the board that's so large that your opponents are afraid to hit it. And I think that's kind of what that 18 is doing right now for blue. Okay, so he explores, but he's met with adversity in terms of that seven. Does he have the guts to just kind of kill that seven and just be powerful, or like does he prefer to like be attacked by red and lose the bonus entirely and just kind of be unlucky? So things are not looking good for white. I think in general, it's never really good to be attacked in Risk. Like sometimes someone hits like a couple of your wands and like it opens your stack and like that's kind of good in a very specific way, but like you don't really want to just be trampled on. And I think not only has he lost that bonus, he's also lost his stack, he's lost his wands, and his opponent has gained the strength of having that bonus. So, not a good situation for him. Gonna get some water. I ran a 10k today. Managed to do 3 minutes quicker than last week. Okay. Is Blue doing something? Or is he just... Well, he is doing something, but we can't see what he's doing. Because it's in the fog. Why breaks Blue? Blue's angry. Where's Blue's stack? Like... Oh, I guess maybe it's not moved, but we just don't see it. Because White's lost access to the territory next to it. We're getting a devil emoji from Blue, so maybe that corresponds to some action. Plus 14. You know, big income. Pink. Some laughter. Why are they laughing? He's blocking them. Is he going to get targeted? I actually don't think he's really played badly here. I just think his position was just terrible. Like, they were all in nice, comfortable positions where like they could just have a bonus, use it to take another bonus, use it to take another bonus, and just get rich on troops. But he's kind of been in a really rough spot where like every direction he's tried expanding, he's just been hit by either a blizzard or enemy troops, and has just sort of had a spiraling impact of like his troops are low, so he can't take more territory, and because he can't take more territory, his troops stay even more low. Meanwhile, the others have been much more prosperous. The question is, can they capitalize on that bad luck and finish him off now? Or would they prefer to just drag this into an hour-long stalemate and allow him to make a comeback? Because the thing is, like, even from a really bad position in fixed, if the game goes on sufficiently long and the other people make enough mistakes, like, you can always eventually win. And often people don't think about the underdog. Like, one of my friends, his dad was playing the Risk board game, and he got down to a position where he only had Japan. So every turn he just placed his 3 troops in Japan, and everyone else had like continents, territories, you know, they were getting cards. But he wasn't, he was just zero carding, just putting 3 troops in Japan every turn. And it reached a point, I think the game went on for 24 hours, where the others battled each other so hard because they had so much beef. And Driz died. And he'd been, building up his 3 troops a turn for so long on Japan that actually he reached a point where, like, when the others got into a dangerous battle against each other, you know, suicided a lot of troops, he actually was then able to, you know, finish them off, take their cards, pick up the pieces, and win the game. Driz says hi, and Alex says, why is everyone muted? I think White just did it because they were spamming. He's probably just in a slightly annoyed mood as well after he's lost the last 2 games. He's currently probably in the weakest position in this game. Well, not the weakest actually if Red's dead, but like out of the alive players, he is probably the weakest. He seems to be getting the least troops. kind of ironic actually. I remember having a conversation a few years ago with a Risk World Champion who said they were like, I can't really see Risk being a spectator sport because like how would the people watching it understand? Like they would just have silly opinions like, wow, that guy has more troops, therefore he's winning. And it's like here we are a few years later, not only, spectating Risk and getting an audience, but also like saying in a relatively serious way, like the people with more troops are winning. But I think legitimately, like it's not that silly to say that. Driz says he ruined my game, so I'll ruin his. Says why is everyone muted? Hi, that was me. He ruined my game, so I'll ruin his. I think it's a fair exchange. Wait, who ruined Driz's game? I don't think we saw any of that on our screen. Like, I don't think we saw you being attacked, and I don't think we saw who you attacked. So I don't think it could have been white. So it's probably either you said he ruined my game. Oh, it is white. Wait, where did you attack white? Okay, orange taking white out of the. He's thinking about it. 19. Okay, yeah, wasted. Please spectate, man. You see that button in the bottom left? Be a bro and click it. Ah, good man. 7 cards. That's a lot of cards. Central Macedonia was my only option, and he stayed in there forever. Yeah, he did actually. He was stuck though between. I'm guessing Central Macedonia is that top one. I think he was stuck between blue's 18 stack and I think black's 9. I guess he could have just pulled it into the bonus on the right. I asked him to leave about thrice and he didn't. Yeah. But why? Yeah, I mean, I think he saw it coming. I think it's almost a mercy, isn't it, to just die quickly in these games rather than like if you know you're going to lose, I'd rather just lose quickly than like take 3 hours to lose. Better a quick and painless death than a slow and painful one. Black's making a move on white. Oh, sorry, pink. Fairly hard. Presumably he's got a stack that's going to come and kill that 30 because he's got that 55 stack. You're getting a laugh. Is that just a bluff kind of laugh where they're like, haha, like you can't kill me, but they can kill you, which I think is common? Or is that like a sincere, like, you legitimately do not have enough troops? Okay, I think it's the latter. Like he was a bit unlucky there, but like I feel this was an ambitious kill. Maybe if he's lucky enough. No, he doesn't have it. That was still that was an ambitious kill by any count, wasn't it? Like he was going after like 50 troops for the sake of a couple of cards. Okay, and there was that 8 as well that he hadn't even thought about. Blue comes in to swoop in and clean up. He's had a very privileged game. Everything's gone right for him. He'll probably be the one to finish off black because of that kill guard of the 6 on the right hand side. Chris said he instead made it to a 10 and he hit most of my troops out of there to still leave a 6. Yeah, I think both of you were in such a tough spot. I'm not sure how either of you could have won. I think sometimes you just got to make a statement. You know what? This might be prog, but I'm not sure. Ping definitely does not have this skill. Like 100%, they're not getting through that 29 kill guard on the right hand side. I think they might just be in a fit of rage after Black made the move on them, or they could just be sort of like wishfully thinking like, I just want the kill, so like it's possible because I just want it to be possible. Black's finding this way. I mean, Black's dead anyway, so it's kind of like for him, it's like, does it matter whether Pink kills him or Blue does? I feel like it's tricky because like Blue has played well, but has also been quite lucky this game. So it's like part of me wants him to win just because he's played well and being quite smart about it. But then like sometimes it's just interesting when an unlucky player wins. Does Orange like they might be thinking about that kill guard because there's not that many places where Black could have hidden. Yeah, that was smart from Orange's perspective, I think. Because for Blue, I think it's easy to say I can see him, therefore I'll kill him. Whereas Orange is he's using deductive reasoning to think like I can't see him, but I'm using what I can see and what I think logically could be behind the fog to try and make a reasonable conclusion, which can be a lot harder. Ooh, is Blue going to go from. He can't kill him. Well, actually, maybe he can. Blue, yeah, I think he can. Blue's gone from winning the bag to like. Why didn't Orange just like finish Blue there? Like those two threes would have been quite easy. I mean, maybe he's just going for Pink first. Yeah, he's got this. Can't lose. I wouldn't have cornered the 92 though. I feel like that was kind of unnecessary. Very unnecessary. But like, it doesn't matter anyway because he's the one with the five cards, so like he can't lose. Like in this situation, like he has so many troops, he can't lose it. But like, there are situations where sometimes like cornering the troops can actually be the difference between winning or losing. I think that was a very impressive save from Orange in terms of pulling out that black kill that he'd never seen. Well played there. And actually almost robbing Blue of what looked like a guaranteed victory just to turn up too earlier. So yeah, well played to all of them. And let's see if they want to join us for a post-game chat.